Hey everyone, happy Black History Month. We're at the very beginning of February. This is exciting, right? I know it is. And I'm your host, Val the Voice Johnson, and I will have to explain to you why I am wearing a preacher's kid's shirt. It has everything to do with our guests on tonight. And so I am hyped. I am hyped to bring him through. And of course, I want to let you guys know that we are going to be celebrating filmmakers in this space today. That's what I'm so excited about. And of course, it being the award season and music awards are going out, film awards are going out, like all that thing is happening. But of course, it's all about the independent filmmaker, and I'm excited. It is Interludes Extra presents Talk on Tuesdays. And you know what? I think we should get started right about now. It's Interludes Extra presents Talk on Tuesdays. We are here and we are back. All right, let me see what we got going on here. Of course, myself and Coach Tony, we're doing our thing, and I forgot my banner was still hanging out. Let's go ahead. Bye. I love it. A DJ Saved My Life. It is the book where I give the personal memoir of why I started my podcasting and becoming a virtual DJ during the pandemic. Rough. You can go to purelighthousemedia.com/shop and get your signed copy. I got about 10 or 15 more left, and we would love to go ahead and do that for you guys. And we want to thank everyone that has already purchased a copy. Of course, there is Interludes, patreon.com/interludes. It is our behind the scenes and fun stuff that we have. And of course, me giving you podcasting tips. And of course, go ahead. You can join Patreon for free. There's a Purple Robe Diaries. There's a bunch of stuff. And of course, as I develop as an entrepreneur and as a business person here in this space of podcasting, I share a lot of what I've learned and what I continue to learn in the Patreon space. So join us over there. Patreon.com. Join us for free. Thank you so much, Mr. Springer, for getting that up there. You could go ahead and do that, of course. Yeah. And then, of course, our affiliate sponsor is KeySpot. Share, connect, and grow. Promote your business or your book or podcast on the app KeySpot.com/free. And thank you so much for that. Yes, right. There we go. Thank you so much for that, Mr. Springer. Of course, market your free, your business for free on that situation right there. And I have to let you guys know about the morning meetup. This is a business community that I'm a part of. The owner, the person, he is based out of Atlanta, but there's people all over the country that's a part of this. And his motto is consistency is the only cheat code. I love that. You can join today for only $19 a month for joining this business community that keeps you accountable for what? Creating content that converts. So excited about that. And of course, thank you so much, Mr. Springer, for putting that up there. Get your business accountability on today. What? Coach Tony Thompson, I'm so grateful that he has his own IG. I manage it for him, but we do our thing. The Pull Up Podcast Show is every Monday. He's been without power for a little bit, but he is back. So I'm excited that we'll be doing new shows coming up for the month of February. And so go ahead and scan the QR code and hey, go ahead and follow the coach because that's what he does. And of course, for myself, I got two Instagrams, one for Interludes _podcast, and then of course Val the Voice Johnson. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And of course, purelightHousemedia.com. Go ahead and follow our blog as we give you guys how to write a great introduction for your podcast. Like this is the stuff that's living there on our page. So excited about that. So Coach Tony, he is coaching. This is a busy season for him. And so I said, you know what, Coach, I actually would like to bring a friend to the stage and have him talk about filmmaking. And what I wanted to do before I do that is, have you guys ever heard of the filmmaker Oscar Micheaux? Have you ever heard of him? Yeah, he's over here. There we go. There are some filmmakers that I thought about and I said, who should I go to? Should I go to Spike Lee? Should I do the Hutland brothers? Should I do Ava DuVernay? I said, no, I'm going to talk about the first independent. He is credited for the first feature-length film by an African-American. This was done, The Homesteader, in 1919. Yes, that's the year. That's not the time. That's not military time, 1919. And then, of course, he responded to racism. I think Spike would have loved him. His second film, Within Our Gates, in 1920, was a bold rebuttal to the D.W. Griffith's white supremacist film, The Birth of a Nation, depicting harsh realities of lynching and systematic injustice. If you don't know anything about this phenomenal filmmaker, Oscar Micheaux, please find out about him. He is a trailblazing author and filmmaker. And of course, as we celebrate Black History Month here, myself and Coach Tony, we will be highlighting people you need to know in the space of entertainment and sports. And so Oscar Micheaux is someone you should know. Another person you should know, I got a chance to meet this gentleman a couple of years ago. A friend of mine introduced me to him, and he is a professor and also a filmmaker. And then I like to call it someone who loves to put together films in documentary style. But of course, he created something called Preacher's Kids, the Untold Stories. That's the story behind my shirt. I saw it on stage here in Chicago. There is a space called ETA. And to see people's response to the preacher's stories that happen, I said, you know what? This is a gentleman after my own heart. I consider him like a big brother. I want to introduce you all to Chicago-based filmmaker and brilliant professor and author. It is Alvin Daniels. Hey, Alvin, how are you?
What's going on, Madam Amazing Energy? I got to start by saying I'm grateful to God that I met you because your energy is always amazing. Thank you for having me. I thank you for the love.
Of course. Yeah, of course, I'm going to give you the love. I'm going to give you the love. And I want to make sure that we catch up and figure out what you have been doing since you came on with me and my former podcast and partner in crime, Mr. Womble. You both in the teaching space, and it was, you guys kept calling each other unicorns.
That's right. 2 unicorns. That's right. That's right.
That's what I'm talking about. So what have you been up to since we've chatted? I want to say that was back in 2021, 22, I believe. Yeah.
I have to start by saying just God is gracious, man. When you look at as we get more seasoned, I tell my students there's no such thing as old. You're either seasoned, classic, or seasoned or classic. So as we get more seasoned, it's just a blessing to be alive. It's a blessing to do what you love to do. And I'm just grateful that I've been able to do what I love to do and just take it to another level, like every couple years. You saw the stage play. I started that stage play out of pain from my uncle's death, who was a preacher's kid back in 2012. Started as a stage play at my mom's church. Stage play was doing well, doing really well. And then COVID hit. And me being a TV guy, I said, hey, I want to turn it into a TV show. So what happened was I turned into a TV show. The first episode was picked up by Amazon. And the graciousness of God, it came out on the same day that The Last Dance with Michael Jordan came out. So in the Chicago Sun-Times, they had an article of Michael Jordan on one side and an article of me on the other side because I played basketball in the city. So that exploded. God was good with me with that. And then we keep moving. My mom died 2 years ago, so I had to take a step back from Preacher's Kids. And about a year ago, one of my former students said, hey, let me check out one of them scripts. And he started doing animation. And now we're doing Preacher's Kids, the animated series that'll start streaming next month.
Oh my gosh. That's really amazing that's been happening with you doing Preacher's Kids. And I have to say, the animated series, when you sent me the trailer for that, I was thinking, okay, so this is what's happening with this. You're going to bring this back, and it'll be an animated situation happening. So what I would like to do at this time is to show your trailer for I want to call it the animated version of your play, Preacher's Kids. Let me go ahead and bring it on up. Let's see, we can bring it on up. Here we go. And I'd love to hear who was the animation person and all of that. Let's go ahead and check it on out, guys. Here we go.
Morning when I roll, yeah.
Hello, my name is Alvin, and I would like to welcome you to my world, the world of the Preacher's Kids. Meet my pastor mom.
Hey, baby. How's mom's son doing today?
Enjoy the characters.
My mother.
You know you right about it. You preaching now, Pastor. Now, Pastor, the Lord had came to me, and the Lord told me to tell you to preach.
Hold on now. Not right now, Sister Tell It All. Now, save that for first Sunday's testifying service.
All in my world of the Preacher's Kids, the untold stories.
You know, my favorite character is preacher Deacon Pray Too Long, because I'm definitely
Yeah, I think, again, anyone who's ever been to a black church, they know all them characters. And then some people who have gone to other types of churches, there's somebody related to every character. And I tell people all the time, I'm not making fun of anyone. These were the people I grew up with. There was a cat, Deacon Pray Too Long. I don't want to name the guy's name.
Of course.
Prayed so long on Sunday, you thought he hadn't talked to God all week because he had to get it all out. Deacon Pray Too Long. I love that guy. Sister Off Keys. She knew she couldn't sing, but she sung as loud as she could because she needed everybody to hear her. So again, I tell people all the time, Preacher's Kids, the Untold Stories, combines my love of filmmaking with my love of church, with my love of comedy. It combines all three together, and I'm just grateful that God used me as the vessel to bring it to fruition.
Yeah. And I have to say that when I was checking it out and I was thinking, like, this is something you are passionate about, and this is something that you know about, which is just being a preacher's kid. And I feel like a lot of actors and other people that they can pull from their experience in church when performing, singers, actors, just kind of that. I feel like the first play happens in Sunday school? Did that ever happen? Like I was in my first play in Sunday school. I memorized my lines. I was like, okay, I'm gonna memorize these lines, and then say, because I feel like the church nurtures the artistic child in each and every one of us. Would you agree?
Oh yeah. So many singers say, "Hey, I sung my first song at church." You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Church is the one place, and I can only say this about African Americans, that we can say we own. When I get to church, I own. This is where I sit. Don't nobody else better sit here. This is where I sit. We own church, and I'm happy for that. In this life, you need to have something that you can say, yes, I have ownership here. And church is one of those places. I think the beautiful part of it is, though, I've been able to do Caucasian preachers' kids, Hispanic preachers' kids, and it just it talks about the beauty of just growing up in the glow of the church, figuring out things on the fly. You know, mom said, "Hey, I need you to play the piano." I ain't never played the piano. Well, the pianist ain't here, so you better learn chopsticks. I told my mom, I'll do everything. Just don't ask me to be a nurse because I ain't putting on that white. I've done everything else. So that's the beauty of it. But like you said, it made me into the man that I am today.
Yeah. And I have to say that when I think about when I saw the stage play on at ETA, and just kind of that camaraderie that the cast had, like when you are blocking and writing and telling folks where to go and kind of directing the what you see in your mind and, you know, translating it to the actors, how does that work when you are, with the joy that it took to create this space? How have you seen different actors at different times interpret your characters, like Deacon Pray Too Long and other wonderful characters you've created with this?
I love that question, because what I like to do is I give, at the end of the play, 9 times out of 10, I'm like, that wasn't in the script. That wasn't in the script, but it worked. So what I do is I give my actors creative license to bring to life what they feel about the character. I've only been burned one time, and I got burned in a way that if you didn't see it, you didn't know I got burned. But overall, I started in 2012, so 14 years, I've been able to travel the country with the play. And what I've been able to do is, so I have a Chicago crew. If I can't afford to take the Chicago crew somewhere and somebody say, "Hey, come," I can go and train some actors, because I look at it as gospel in living color, gospel Saturday Night Live with spirituality. You know what I'm saying? I keep it real simple, but we want to have fun. We want people, when you leave any show that I do, any TV show, any film, any stage play, I want you to leave inspired and in a better mood than when you came in. That's my ultimate goal.
Yeah. And I think that's important for folks that's in the art space of making film, is that you want people to walk away with that takeaway, the message. And for me, I think more and more dramas or even comedic plays, or however that works in that space, just needs to, I feel like a lot of people have these views about church, but a show or a play like Preacher's Kids, The Untold Story, is just kind of like, no, we're going to rip the Band-Aid off and we're going to see everybody do what they do and what they bring to the screen or to the stage. And so I'm hyped. I'm hyped for you. And like I said, I found my shirt. So I was like, I have my shirt.
Hey, that's number love. On that point, I think it's important that you find your lane. Now, what do I mean by that? I was in Tampa over the weekend shooting a documentary, and I watched a horror movie by a Black filmmaker. Wow. That is his lane. I could never do that because that's not my lane. So I can't tell him, "Hey, man, make happy, inspiring films." That ain't what he does. What he does is what he does. I think it's a little sadistic. It is what it is. But what I do, he might not be able to do. So find your lane, find your voice, put it in the atmosphere, seed time and harvest time. God's timing is impeccable.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And here's the thing. You are also a professor at Chicago State.
Right.
And how long have you been at Chicago State?
I was here for 10 years. I left to get my master's. I was working in a department called the Office of Distance Learning. I left to start a business, get my master's, and now I've come back to hey, there go my people. I've been back for 16 years now as a professor. And I can honestly say I'm grateful to Dr. Z. Scott. She continues to help elevate the university. Our department just received a major piece of money from Congressman Jonathan Jackson so students work on things, on equipment that is state of the art. Just tonight, the guest speaker for my sports broadcasting class, he graduated a year ago. He works on Chicago PD because he got an internship at Chicago State. So we got about 8 students working at Center Space, Chicago PD, Chicago Fire, Chicago Med. 8 students who are over there right now working, making ridiculous money, doing what they love to do. So Chicago State, many people, they be like, you still there? They ain't closed. Nah, man, we ain't going nowhere. Football coming. We're about to get it in, baby.
And I have to say this, like, this is encouraging to hear. And I know for you as a professor, someone that's teaching filmmaking and the like, when you hear about your students, literally being able to work in this field, because sometimes it's hard to break in.
That's
so
right.
When people come back and say, "Oh, Professor Daniels, I'm able to," or "I'm working here," how does that make you feel?
Man, I that's what life's all about, man. If they say some of this, I love memes because memes are quick ways of saying what you want to say. One meme says, some of the greatest libraries are in the cemetery.
Ooh.
Let that sink in. Some of the greatest libraries are in the cemetery because people took the knowledge that it took them so long to gain and didn't leave any. So when I leave out of here, I'm going to let it all out because you're blessed to be a blessing. So to answer your question, it just gratifies me. This kid tonight, if I could tell you his story and how we relate, it's gratifying. It lets me know everybody might not get it, but if I can get a couple kids to see the light, my mission has been accomplished.
That's what I'm talking about. Oh my gosh. So, what we're going to do, we're going to take a little bit of a break and then we'll be coming back. And I want to talk about some of the documentaries that you've been working on, especially one about Jim Dent, who is a golfer, he was a golfer. And like I said, we want to just kind of get a little bit more into also Halstead MediaWorks LLC, your business and all of that. But we are going to come right on back right after this. Here we go.
Hey, I'm Coach Tony, and this is the Pull Up Podcast Show. For every Monday, we break down the game quarter by quarter and give you information as well as break down the culture. Join us on the Pull Up Podcast Show.
Pull up. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Pull up. Bounce the voice and Coach Tony, it's the Pull Up Podcast. Show. I said bounce the voice and Coach Tony, it's the Pull Up Podcast.
Are you a small business owner looking to grow? Introducing the Key Spot mobile app. I'm Cynthia McAllister, owner of the IT company Quality SAP. Since 2016, we have been supporting small businesses and help them promote and share their businesses, services, and events across the country. KeySpot is more than just an app. We are a network providing community. Key Spot, connecting communities and supporting small businesses.
Welcome back. Welcome back to Talk on Tuesdays. And I want to get started again with your documentaries, that some of the things that you've been producing, Alvin. I heard about, and you sent me this, about Jim Dent. And I was thinking, well, let's find out about him. But I guess the best way to do that is to show the trailer that you shared with me, and then we'll talk about that on the other side of it. Here it is, guys. Check it on out.
He was the best long hitter, hitting the driver off the deck. He can get it anywhere. And he could be in the middle of the fairway, and he can hit his driver because they couldn't hide them for five. Back then, he's probably one of the best drivers off the deck. When I say off the deck, at the fairway.
I was about 12 or 13 when I went over and started caddying. Get out of school at 3 o'clock, and the big kids get out at 3 o'clock. So I went down there and seen a man hit a golf ball, and somebody told my sister, and I got a whooping. So she said, if you learn how to caddy, you're going to learn how to gamble.
And when he come off the golf course caddying, he'd go beat balls. He'd go and beat balls. Yeah. So he was dedicated.
Today, see, the young white kids had the advantage. They had to play. They got to play all the good golf courses. We had to play pea patches.
From as early as I can remember, you know, being out on the tour with my dad during the summer times out of school.
All his success really come on the senior tour. He won a little over $500,000 on the regular tour. He won damn near $10 million on the senior tour. He won over 12 times over there. He lived his dream to make a living.
With the right people, you know, I played with Jack Nicholson the first time at the rail. And I hit the ball 385 yards off the first tee. He stepped it off. He hit it 353. He said, as far as he ever been out there, hitting it 300 yards. And like he said, whatever you do, don't let them take your distance away from you. That's your advantage.
All right. And
the man, the myth, the legend, Coach Tony.
It is Coach Tony. Woohoo!
Hey, you see, I got them letting them know right now.
Hey, if you don't know, now you know, baby.
Hey, man, hey, they call it 28 days short. I just tell them we just 28 less than 365, baby. You know
There it is. Good to see you.
Man, how you doing, my brother?
God is great and worthy to be praised, sir.
Man, that is wonderful, man. I was talking about earlier, man. I still got to get you up on the pull up, man. Talking about that golf. And by the way, my swing done got wicked. I'm mean out there on them greens, man.
I'm gonna have you on my other golf show, Chase the Sun. Pull up. Don't play with me. So
hey, that's what Scarface said. Don't play with me. Don't play with me.
Now, you know, me and Tony, we can rock and roll.
Right.
Yeah.
Backstory. My dad introduced me to golf at 12 years old.
Oh, wow.
So I've known the game since 12. My mom and my dad, they divorced when I was young. So when we got together to play golf, that was our time together.
Yep.
I also got one of the worst beatings on the golf course because my dad is in the cart and I'm on the other side. I'm about 13. And the day he stops, he's about to make a shot. He say, Alvin, don't touch nothing. Now, why do you tell a 13-year-old don't touch nothing?
Correct.
Next thing you know, he goes out to make the shot, and I touch something, and I'm headed towards the lake. And I'm like 3 feet from the lake. He caught that. Man, I'll never forget that beating as long as I live.
Man, let me tell you something, Val. And I'm going to put that in perspective, Val.
Yes, sir.
So he's talking about we in a golf cart.
That's right.
And when you pull up in the golf cart, you got them brakes, but not all the golf cart brakes work well. And at 13 years old, You ain't got no mirrors left, no mirrors right. On the golf cart, it's just you looking left and right. Hopefully you don't run over nothing.
Your feet really can't touch the foot pedal. You know what I'm saying?
Correct. So he up in there messing with the wrong thing. So Dad must have been letting you drive the golf cart and told you because you out there.
Nope. I was supposed to be watching him so I could gain some knowledge. So I'm sitting on the passenger side. He gets off the driver's side. Alvin, don't touch nothing. Those are the last things I remember. Next thing I know, I was waking up like, what happened? But I can't say enough. Some of my greatest experiences were on the golf course growing up. Fast forward, I think I told you 2 years ago, my mom died. I took a step back from Preacher's Kids. I began producing documentaries. And my writing partner, a guy named Seth Swartz, just to let you know, man, you never know where your blessing might come. He saw a documentary I did on Johnny Ford. He employed me to do 20 documentaries. So we're up to number probably 14. And when I say these documentaries are going to just take us to another level, they're going to take us to another level. Now,
I'm gonna give you one to knock out the door when we get finished. I'm gonna give you one that you gotta do.
Yes, sir.
We're pushing it right now. You know your boy Mark Aguirre.
Yes, sir.
His jersey retired by the Dallas Mavericks, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But we've been pushing. So I had your boy Marty Embry, who was my guy, ex-DePaul player, on that. You know, David Booth is now in charge. He's at the NBA president at the NBA now. So we've been pushing, and I'm trying to get him on the podcast. And Marty brought it up on LinkedIn, and it went viral. Why is Mark Aguirre not in the Hall of Fame? Because the Detroit Pistons didn't win any rings until Mark got there, and then he went to Dallas and showed out. And his brother's three rings. He did everything at DePaul, and we still don't have him in the Hall of Fame of the NBA. Come on, man! And he didn't do anything.
There's so much politics with that, but Mark, I started, my writing partner Seth said, hey, I want to do a piece on Jim Dent. And Jim Dent was one of my father's heroes. My father played semi-pro.
Okay.
So I spent a day with Jim interviewing him and then a day with him on the course. And when I say that was one of the greatest days of my life, to hear him talk about as he grew up, he could only caddy because he was black.
Wow.
So he caddied. When he got of age, he went to the senior tour and won millions. So that lets you know, if you let us in the dough, it's a done deal.
Yeah, man, that is awesome. Guess what golf course we play at here in Nashville?
What's that?
Which one?
Ted Rhodes.
Blessings.
Now, Ted Rhodes, Val, was back when his dad was doing all the same thing.
Yeah.
He never let Ted Rhodes play.
Yeah.
He could caddy. And when Ted finally played, he won it all.
That's right. You let us on, we're going to do what we do. And again, to have finished the documentary 6 months before he died, and I say this all the time, it's one thing to shoot a documentary. It's a whole nother piece for someone to say, I loved what you did.
Yeah. And I definitely want to
go ahead. I'm sorry.
And I definitely want to mention the one that we talked about. And this was the trailer I sent you, Coach, and you came in right when we were at the very end of it. The master student becomes a master professional, the Jim Dent story. And so tell us how this came about and what number documentary was Jim Dent? Because you said it's been 20, right? 14?
Yeah. So my writing partner, God is beyond our, we looking for God to come this way, and God is coming every direction and just blow our mind.
Right.
I talk about my writing partner, Seth. He went out with some guys to shoot a documentary on a guy named Roy Curry. Now, Roy Curry might have been the first black quarterback coming out of Jackson State, but at the time, they wouldn't let blacks play quarterback.
J-State.
Wow. So they went out, they shot, they took his money, Seth, but they didn't edit the piece right. He put it in my hands. I put it together. We've been rolling ever since. So the Jim Dent piece is probably number 12.
No,
And
at 12.
again,
Okay.
we went out to a course where he started. We went out, the guy, Robert, he caddied with him back in the day. We played some golf at Augusta National, the public.
Oh, you was at the Granddaddy. Oh my God, I've been wanting to go there.
Now, again, to someone who don't know golf, when you say Augusta National, what the heck is that? Augusta,
yeah, what is that?
That's the granddaddy of all of them.
That's the Mecca. That's the Mecca.
That's
So
the Mecca.
again, I got a chance to spend a whole day with him. Amazing man. And then, like I said, 4 months later, he passed on. But I was able to finish the documentary, and I was so happy. Just a great moment.
And that's awesome. And when you say that you learn and you out there, with him and you're doing some things, how has, like, in the golf space and Dent and these guys doing the documentaries, how has it helped your personal golf game, and what has it done for you?
That's a good question. I think the beautiful part of it is me and my other partner, Rodney Pate, we had a concept for a show called Chase the Sun. Chase the Sun is a look at the game of golf from the beginner, the competitor, and the pleasure golfer. So the beginner is the person, they don't know nothing about golf.
Right.
They're trying to figure it out. So every week you find out about them.
Mm-hmm.
The competitor is Rodney. He's trying to get ready for Q school. So every week he's getting better with a coach. I'm the pleasure golfer. Hey, man, I'm just out there having a good time, talking stuff, et cetera, et cetera. So that's the show, Chase the Sun. So about 2 years ago, there were 5 students in one of my Chicago State students in my Chicago State class. I say, you all are going to produce this show. We're up to 8 episodes. Jim Denton was on there. So to make a short story long, because I'm a pleasure golfer, I just love to have fun and see other people learn the game. That actual show is streaming on bond.tv.
Man, that is dope. And I'm going to give you one.
Okay.
I got a chance to meet Nancy Corsolini. My daughter was in the Q school that is located right here in Nashville with me at Legends Golf Course, Vanderbilt University.
Right.
And I'm mad, AD, because when I put her there, she was good. And my daughter was, at the time, she's probably about maybe 6 or 7. That was Ashley. 6 or 7, maybe 7 or 8 years old. She was probably hitting the ball at a 7-year-old, probably give or take 50 to 75 yards straight and putting. She could putt her butt off. And we came in one day, and as much Black history my family is, they are all Alabama, Mississippi, and they've gone through that 50s and 60s Alabama, Mississippi, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And my daughter was killer. She was doing everything she had to do on this little team. I got golf ball. I love how the Q school was teaching. Yeah. So they teach the kids an alphabet. Your stand is the letter M. Your leg come up, your hand between your leg, create the V. Okay. When you go back and take the ball back and the golf club away from your body, you then form the letter L. And then when you come through, it's a big O. So I'm like, man, I can do this. So every day I took AD, I'm over in the driving range while my daughter playing. So one day I come back, she's crying. Like, what's wrong with you? Oh. One of the girls, one of the young white girls that was there said, why is Blocky here? And it broke me.
What?
And at that time, I had just moved from Chicago to Nashville, and it was crazy. And I talked, to Nancy, and I had an autographed golf ball and everything. And I was loving it because I knew if I could keep my daughter in the Q school, except she would probably be balling right now. And I made the one mistake, AD, and that was I asked my daughter, what do you want to do? And she said, I want to quit. I want to come back. And I should have pulled that family Black history card and said, listen, your grandmother, your great-grandmother, your cousin, my family member is Ralph Abernathy and his family. My grandmother did this. My great-grandmother did that in Alabama, Mississippi. We're not going to quit. You're so good. We're going to come back and show them what Blackie can do. And the true thing is, if you let a kid quit early, they'll quit everything. And she does not stick to anything except for track and field later on in life.
And I'm loving the questions, Val. You can interject anytime. I'm loving the
Yeah,
questions. Yes, Tiger Woods did come in contact with Jim Dent. He looked at him as one of his mentors. But I say this. Now, here's one for you, Coach. If I say basketball, name a basketball player, you're going to give me about 6 or 7. If I say football, you're going to give me about 6 or 7 people. If I say baseball, you're going to give me maybe 2 or 3. If I say golf, there's one name, and that's Tiger Woods. Now, why did I bring that up? Because most people, when they're trying to play golf, they're trying to be Tiger. There's only one Tiger Woods.
Yes, Tiger Eldridge Wood.
So when you go out, I like what you said, Val. You're going out there to relax and have a good time.
No, I ain't. I don't know what Val talking about. She ain't playing. Don't come up on the course with me then. So we can relax and have no good time. I'm trying to beat the brakes off of you.
Tony is a competitor.
Right.
I'm out there, brother. We out there to have a good time. We're going to hit some good ones. We're going to hit some bad ones. But the competitive streak will come out.
There you go.
You got to realize I played basketball. So, again, that's what Chase the Sun is all about. The beginner, the competitor, the pleasure golfer, and the Jim Dent piece is just an offshoot from that. Just highlighting a great man who couldn't play golf when he was growing up, but took that skill to move forward.
Man, that is just, I mean, like you said, it's just awesome because I tell Val all the time, you know, me and her have been talking. And matter of fact, I'm going to get with you because I told Val I'm about to have my first annual pull-up podcast show golf out. And she and I have been talking about it, just working on logistics, whether I'm going to do it in Nashville. And I thought about doing it in Nashville at Ted Rose Golf Course, a famous black golf course, which would be perfect. So I've already spoke to the powers that be. So me and you need to table this, and then I need to get you involved with me on that board, put it together, because I like to bring some big people in for that. I got my guys here, Tennessee Titan guys. I'm tight with all those guys, so I can get some names and do some things. So me and you need to talk about it. But this is beautiful because I never forget when my guys were trying to get me to play golf. I'm like, man, I'm playing tennis. I want to play golf. But once I got on it, and I tell Val all the time, once you get on it, you hooked. And then
no. Tony, let's put it like this. You're either going to love the game
or hate it.
The game.
Right.
There really is no in between. You're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. Yep. So you got to find your niche, your way, which is why, again, on Chase the Sun, you see the beginner for 7 minutes, the competitor for 7 minutes, the pleasure golfer for 7 minutes. So you can glean something from all of those different people.
Oh, yeah. Latasha says she's been golf for a while. She likes it. It's very relaxing.
Well, yeah, no, that's Latasha. That's a good friend of mine. She says that she wants to learn how to play, and she's happy for this conversation. And another, this is actually on IG. This is April Wheaton White. She's a good friend of the. She's a great friend, and she says 20 documentaries. That's awesome. Yeah, she's giving you that compliment, Alvin.
I received that. Again, the scriptures say, again, I'm a preacher's kid, cast your bread out on the waters, and in a many a day it's going to come back. The scriptures never said when, by who, or where. It just said cast your bread. So again, I've been doing this for 35 years, Val, which is why I speak over what you and Coach Tony are doing. Seed time and harvest time. I am beyond proud of the steps you made to take what you're doing to the next level. That's what it's all about. Every day I'm trying to get better. So again, I'm just grateful to the Most High for this opportunity.
Man, that is dope. And Latasha, I'm going to give you one real quick. Me on my recruiting, I got a lot of stuff I work on my NIL. Track and field and golf are the two most underused scholarships at a university, especially at a you. So I see these kids trying to play basketball, that's cool, trying to play soccer, that's good. Those are major sports and they're difficult to get into. But if you can pick up that golf club and you can jump on that track and run, you have an opportunity. And now with NIL deals the way they are, you got an opportunity.
And you can make $1 million deals on
Golf course. I tell Val that all the time.
And not to go away a little bit from golf, because like I said, this is always an exciting conversation, and I find the timing of when Coach came in, we started talking about the golf documentary. But for Halstead Studios, this is something that I'm proud of, and as you received the compliment from one of our audience members, April, about 20 documentaries, but I want to find out why you named your company Halstead Studios. Halstead Media Works LLC, you made it into an LLC last year. What advice would you give to the independent filmmaker who is trying to, number one, get their voice out there, but they have a love for telling people's stories in either documentary form or feature film form?
Yeah, I'll start out with my grandfather coming out of college. My grandfather was a visionary, man. He was a pastor of a church for 55 years. They had the number one credit union in the state. They had a cleaners. They had a grocery store. They had so many businesses. So he had this big warehouse on 83rd and Halstead. And he said,
right by the viaduct.
Yep.
I know. Right by Simeon.
Right behind Simeon and Morgan Green Middle School.
That's right. He said, Alvin, go in there and do something. I'm like, Big Papa, I don't have no. Just go in there and do something.
Do something.
So we started producing music videos. And before you know it, the word got out that, hey, man, there's some guys on Halstead doing some stuff. So, I produced the 2 Emmy nominated jazz series from out of there, videos for a group called The Crucial Conflict out of there, a couple of comedy specials. And then I moved on, and now I'm kind of independent, so I'm not in one place. And now I dissolved Halstead Studios.
Okay.
I'm just working. I'm just shooting stuff. And the Spirit said, if you want to take this thing to the next level, you got to make it a business.
Wow.
You got to make it a business. You got to either incorporate or LLC. As soon as I did that, so I guess what I'm trying to say is we can't play God cheap. Ain't nobody going to give you $1 million on your name. 9 times out of 10, they're going to give you $1 million on your business.
Right.
So we got to treat business like business. So I tell filmmakers, treat your film as if it is the greatest thing ever. Don't look at any opportunity as, that's small. Because that small piece can grow into the next piece, can grow into the next piece. This is the greatest time to be a filmmaker because people are putting stuff on social media and blowing up overnight.
Oh, yeah, stuff is great. I had you laughing on that. So me and Val got the podcast going. We're going back and forth, laughing and joking. And again, we always shout out our girl, CJ Charles, had to be on the show one day. And I'm playing with Val, mess around with her, because one of the funniest shows, you have to go back and watch if you didn't see it. But out of nowhere, when I said, hey, I got to write a book called My Man's in There. So me and Val made a joke. We laughed about it. Well, fast forward a year later, talking to my nephew and all of them writers. So I'm like, something? I'm going to turn this into a house music track. I was at Mendel back in the day, and I DJ. So we now done laid the beats, the chorus, everything. So I'm about to drop a brand new track this year called My Man's in Them. Exactly what you just said. I looked at the vision. Me and Val them laugh. I looked at it like, okay, they can clown it. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna figure out my path. And the path was in the house, started DJing again. Music got back to me, old school sounds. And then when I read an article says by 28, 29, house music will become the #1 genre worldwide. And I thought, let me jump back in this. Not necessarily DJing so much, but if I get a track out, I may be able to get a track and another track. I may be on to something. You never too old to make music.
Well, I tell my students all the time, when God gives you a vision, Val, you know this, with the Interludes podcast, you can't sit on it.
Yeah.
You're blocking your blessing.
Yeah,
Once you're in the atmosphere everything else works itself. Start with what you have. Any filmmaker I talk to, start with what you have. So don't start out trying to blow up cars if you ain't got no pyrotechnics.
Right, you better go in and see. That's funny you said that because me and Val was laughing. Val, what's the guy that got all the awards for Sinners? The producer on that show?
Ryan Coogler.
Yeah.
He was homeless for a while. And he's, he was taking pictures and doing things at the time, trying to just figure out life. Hopefully I can get a meal tomorrow. And 18 months or 2 years later, everything he had shot, he put it together, and now look at him now. He's
the great thing about Ryan Coogler's story, and we mentioned this at the top of the show before you got here, Tony. We talked about Oscar Micheaux, someone who was very early in cinema, who literally blazed a trail in silent film and then used his voice to speak against the injustices that was happening. And if I've noticed with Ryan Coogler and a lot of the films that he's come on, number one with Fruitville Station, his consistent collaborator, Michael B. Jordan, this is now their film Sinners now becomes the first film ever nominated for 16 Oscars. Yeah. And the other exciting thing is that with Ryan, it's just, he's kind of continuing on I want to call it the dream of folks like myself, folks like you, folks like Alvin, who, want to see our stories being told. Horror is not my lane.
That's right.
Sinners is a horror film. It really is. But at the very core of it is a story telling about how we migrated, how we fought for our rights to be business owners in the South, and how I feel like the vampires just kind of represented the blood-sucking people that took away, burnt down our Black Wall Streets that were established back in the early 19th century and at the turn of I feel like there's a layers deep message in that film. Have you seen Sinners, by the way?
Dope how he brought that back to Chicago to Muddy Waters, though. That's what I love about it, because that's the favorite Muddy Waters bar downtown, right, AD? Hey, if you was on the folk in that old school music, you got to know Muddy Waters.
Well, that's why the First Amendment is so important.
Yeah.
Our ability to express something is so when my mom was retiring, everybody thought I was going to take over the church. And God said, that's not your ministry. Your ministry is filmmaking, because you might be able to touch somebody with a film that you can't touch in the pulpit.
Okay.
Nothing against the pulpit.
Right.
But
again, all time.
Again, house music. House music is my favorite genre.
Yes, sir.
I love to play gospel. Gospel can be draining.
Yep.
But if you go to a house music party, man, I tell my students all the time, Mendel Bi-level.
Mendel Bi-level?
You might have saw me on the ceiling on the stage.
Me and Val never talk about that Bi-level. Val always talk about the gym. With that Bi-level?
Come on, Val. Come on, Tony.
Come on. Hey. I'm telling you.
No. I told my daughter the other day, I line at the Mendel Bi-level. Girl, you must be tired because you've been running through my mind all day long.
AD, that was after you finished dancing with the speaker in the corner.
Come on, man.
Hey, just stand up and just doom.
Come on, man.
Farley on the stage, Steve Silk Hurley on the stage.
No. Hey, Tony, one of my greatest stories, me and my partners, we standing outside of Sowers down on Michigan.
Yes.
And we talking to girls, Val. We talking to girls. We standing out there. Hey, baby, blah, blah, blah. Hey, go to Rush Street. Let's get some pizza. So we finally get the girls in the car. We left the lights on, so we burnt the battery out.
Man. Wow.
Hold on. And what they don't realize, the people listening, you're on 23rd in Michigan, so you don't want to do that.
You don't want to do that. Luckily, one of our partners was close, so he helped us out, man. But hey, there was no better time.
No better time, dude. Let me tell you. No better time than
with
80s.
Giordano's, got some pizza, rode down Rush Street to WBMX.
BMX. Hey, I'm gonna put one point, and don't forget, if you was hungry, then you dipped down on 22nd and went down and got some fish, and you had to watch it back. You had to turn around, watch it back on 22nd with the nab, because they gonna get you over there. They was hoodies back in the day. My granddaddy lived on 22nd, right in the towers, right out by Robert Taylor's. So, but I be on Val. Me and Val talk all the time, and what was so wonderful about the Mendel situation was house music incorporated so much of the high school kids back in the day. And you see Terry Hunter, he did his thing over in Hyde Park on the 50-50 Club. So it was just amazing, man. But man, you done probably ran across each other a couple of times back in the day.
Yeah, that was you on that street pole last year at the house music picnic.
Yeah, at the Chosen Few. Yeah.
Now, talking about the house music picnic.
Oh, the house music, yes.
The hardest guys coming there. Ain't no violence. They just there to have a good time.
Hey, me and Val talked about that. I had Val laughing last year. We were talking because I'd asked about the taste, because I'm in Nashville and they had moved the taste to like Labor Day a few years, and I think they brought it back. So I was telling Val, there's like, I think it is like 3 big house thing. That's like the House Music International Picnic, then there's the Chosen Few, and then it's when you talking about the House Music Festival. And it's never a problem. You know why? Because the young dummies right now, they don't understand house music. So when they come into it, they're like, what is this? What's going on? Hip hop down the street over there on the west side or deep east side.
I call it the Black Woodstock, Valerie. The Black.
There you go. I like that.
I like that. I like that too. And I have to say that the two of you all just reminiscing about house music. This is a true house head, Alvin. When I tell you, he is a true house head. He has records right there in his studio, right there. He can break out of the record and just be like, "Yeah, you remember this?" And I'll go, "I don't remember this song."
I live across the street, AD, from, of all people, Vince Lawrence, who was good with Jamie Principal and all of them. So I got a chance to listen to On and On. I was there in Jamie's Principal early on with Mysteries of Love, Godfather House Music, and Vince used to come over to the crib.
You better be quiet. You gonna give me the juice?
Go get you the juice. Hey, I'm telling you, when me and you got to get together. I gave Val an app called Marco Polo.
Yes, sir.
And I'm gonna get you on that. I throw sets out there on that sometime, and I'm gonna put together one of them old school. Hold on, matter of fact, I'm gonna have you laugh. I'm gonna put one of them old school stand up on 111th in Michigan and Rose, and got to watch it back to the CTA.
500s, baby. 500s.
Wow.
Okay, all right.
Where you from? Val, you from Chicago?
I'm from Chicago.
I'm from Chicago.
I'm on the 3rd.
Okay,
but Morgan Park, baby.
Val, you wasn't in the house music.
I was
getting
spanked. I was a little bit younger. I went to the one Mendel party that I went to and got in so much trouble because my mom had heard about what had happened with that. And like I said, some of the folks that's listening, like, oh my gosh, what is this house music thing? The one last thing I wanted to yell out, because I've noticed that you've been doing a lot of films and documentaries. You mentioned that you've done about 20. I want you to talk about this one because I saw some sports figures in here. Tony, you recognize some faces. The official selection at the Peachtree Village International Film Festival in 2025. How was it putting this documentary together, and what was some takeaways?
Oh my goodness.
How do I put this? Sometimes, so my writing partner, he is a walking sports historian. So when he said, "Hey,
Tony,
we're gonna do a piece on John Wooten," I'm like, okay, I really didn't know who that was, but once I sat down, that man talked about being Jim Brown's best friend.
Yep.
Wow.
Organizing the Cleveland Summit with Ali, so many others. Tony Dungy talked. He is looked at as the godfather of the NFL, the conscience of the NFL. So the beautiful part about that piece, it's going to be coming out in a package of 10 HBCU to NFL documentaries. that are being paid for by a particular company. The reason why I hadn't really put it out there, NFL footage costs $3,000 every minute. I could mortgage my house, but God say just hold off. I have now come in contact with some people who are going to give me the money so that I can take everything I'm doing to the next level. But had I not put it out there, man, what I don't have, don't start with what you don't have. Start with what you do have. Everything else will show up later.
And I love this story here because this is funny. So his nephew or relative Wooten is here in Nashville, met them, and Val, you know, I did a story on him as early on. You know, the brother was not like he was from major city. He's from New Mexico, of all places, and ended up playing football in Colorado, and then went on to play 10 years. I think if I serve correct, I think he played 10 years like with the Redskins back in the day. So
he's with the Cleveland Browns with Jim Brown.
Jim Brown, and then he played that. So to see him do this and look at that, so you know, it was amazing to just see the stuff that we got, and that's what kills me with the 47th, trying to wash away our history, trying to replace the stuff that we're doing. And so glad to have you tonight, AD, because Val couldn't have picked a better person to kick off Black History Month.
I know.
I'm gonna say two things, Val. My grandmother used to say, "God don't like ugly, and he ain't too fond of pretty either."
Right.
No. Karma has never lost an address. What you put out there is gonna come back on you. Think about that. So again, everything that's going on, we hate that it's happening. Yep. But karma has never lost an address.
So just sit tight and get your popcorn.
Just sit tight. Because if you lie, you got to keep telling lies.
There you go. Yeah, you got to cover that lie up.
And then number two, Val, the second thing, the last thing, there was no greater feeling than for John Wooten, after watching the film, to start crying.
Oh, man.
Wow.
This man didn't know me from Adam when he first met me.
Wow.
So again, that's what it's all about. You said it best, Tony. If we don't tell our story, ain't nobody else gonna tell our story.
So when you go do these documentaries, let me ask you a good question here. And you get these, you know, Black historians, because that's what we're talking about. We're trying to make the Black historians that nobody know, right? And when I say nobody know, the people that know them know them.
That's right.
The masses.
That's
so when you go do these documentaries and all that, you know, and you're already sitting in this oh my God stage, right? Mentally, because you're like, I'm in front of this person who's part of history based on X, Y, and Z. What kind of research goes into that so that when you get to that person you're talking to, one, you feel comfortable, and two, they know that you did your homework on them?
That's a great question, Tony. Again, you got to find your lane. I am a producer that learned how to edit very early.
Right.
So my writing partner, Seth Schwartz, always wanted to produce documentaries on HBCU players. So he does all the research. I shoot the footage, and then it's on me to put it together.
Yeah, make everything happen.
And then once I do that, God has blessed me with, you know, some distribution angles that we're about to just take it to another level. So to answer your question, my lane is producing. You give me an idea, I can make it happen.
Man, get on that.
Yeah, and I think what should happen, even though Coach Tony, he did show me a Back to House Music, a wonderful documentary on house music. It would be fun, Alvin, if you could produce like a gospel house music documentary on Chicago or something, or some kind of.
You got to go back to what he just said.
That'd be fun.
Gospel is great, but he's got to stop it. But what he's got to do in that, and Alvin gonna laugh, because I get on Val all the time. We go do our outtakes, so make sure you don't hang up tonight. We go do our outtakes. Sometimes, and Val will tell you, I've dropped a 20, 30-minute set for her sometimes after we get off the phone just on because
right after
I'm in
the show.
But when you just said that a minute ago, you was in that same genre with me. You know, I remember first time I got down to the warehouse and saw Frankie play. I remember not only that, like you just said, going down to Sawyer's and watching Ron Hardy just be zoomed up. And the party started on Thursday and don't stop to Sunday afternoon at 3:30. I had homeboys going to school the next day with the same outfit. Like, hold on, dog, I just saw you yesterday with that on. So
yeah, my wife is a little younger than me. Val, you'll laugh at this. And she'd be like, Alvin, how can you all just keep dancing to that? I'm like, you know what? If I didn't love you, we'd be divorced right now.
Right, yeah, right.
You're being very sacrilegious right now, okay?
Music is old. Hey, Al, and you should have told her this. And back in the day, tell me if I'm lying now, Al, we didn't need the women to dance with us. We at that party. Man, we had the go-go group. Remember the go-go group?
Just dance, man. That's what house music is all about. Thank you for the picture, Al.
Of course. Coach, this is Alvin's beautiful wife. I wanted to make sure I found the right time to show this one.
Yeah. She grew up in the hip hop age, and I love hip hop.
Yep.
But you cannot listen to house music and be in a bad mood. I'm sorry.
And the funny part about Al is that if you go back, I had to throw this at my son. I had Val laughing about half a year to a year ago. My son just graduated. I was telling him, I said, man, when you start to go out, you know, you're going to hear this house music. Of course, they think EDM is house music. No. I said, if you listen to the new artists, right, hip-hop artists, the ones that are becoming famous, what are they doing? What did Drake do, Alvin? He dropped a house music album over in London. And who followed him? Beyonce. And what happened? Both of those albums were the #1 selling albums for them. Both of them, Drake's through the roof, Beyonce through the roof, and now everyone that followed. So my son goes out and says, Dad, you're right. I'm in these parties, man, and I'm listening to hip-hop music, but all of this on this up-tempo house music track, 122, 123 beats a minute. I said, you know why? Because the rappers have figured it out. If I jump in that genre, I'm going to still spit that rap, but I'm going to put it on the house music track.
That's right.
Yeah, and so we want to find out, one of the #1 reasons why I want to have Alvin on as we go ahead and close is, where can people check out the documentary about the Jim Dent story? I know it's going to be released sometime here in the Chicagoland area. And then do you do stuff in Atlanta, Georgia too, or you just stay here in Chicago? I'm curious.
Like Hollywood. I'm wherever somebody is.
Black Hollywood.
Atlanta's Black Hollywood, man. Anything I do and I take to Atlanta, it just multiplies. Which goes to, sometimes you have to go away to come back. So to make a short story long, this piece will be showing at the Wayfair Theater here in Highland Park for Black History Month on Monday, February 23rd, and then on March 1st, it's going to start streaming on 3 services. So what I'll do is I'll get that information to you. Yep. Because I'm in transition, I have some stuff on BT, some stuff on Prime, some stuff here. I'm about to transition into a larger streaming piece. A lot of my stuff right now is on a streaming service called Vaughn.tv. WVON has a free streaming channel, and you can see all types of great African-American documentaries and things of that. Vaughn.tv, totally free. So you can check out Chase the Sun Golf Show. You can check out about 3 or 4 of my documentaries. You can check out Preacher's Kids, the regular version. But starting March 1st, Val, I'll get you the information. I'll be everywhere.
Yeah, we want to make sure we put that out there. Now, are you seeing all that beautiful water in that Florida shirt you had on, looking like you south of the Mason Dixon?
Hey, in my head I am. I'm in Chicago, baby.
You sound in the South.
It's 90 degrees below zero here, man.
Right, he's at 90 below zero. Hey, I'm always trying to tell people, man. My son gonna say, Dad. My son said, Dad. You know, if you ever had to go back home to Chicago, could you do it? I said, yeah. How long would it take you? I said, well, that's easy. If it's wintertime, take me about a week. because I understand the winter got to get readjusted, but I got the clothes. Right. The summertime, take me about 2 days. I need to see where they're shooting at. I'm good.
And is this it? Is this it? Vaughn TV?
Vaughn TV.
Right. So, and back in the day, I don't know if you remember this.
Radio.
Definitely, yeah, WVON, the voice of the Negro.
Yes,
that's what WVON used to stand for. So I'm really honored.
Man has done an amazing job just taking the brand to another level. And like I say, if you go on Vaughn.tv, you're going to see a lot of great African American fare of just documentaries, TV shows. It's a great place, and it's free.
Yep. Okay, that's nice.
I totally didn't know anything about this, and of course I'm sitting here taking a look at it, and I see there is a full situation happening here. So I'm they did something on the Bears.
Yeah.
So this is exciting. So for Black History Month, we want to make sure that we direct you guys to our independent artists, our independent filmmakers. And of course, I kind of wish that I got that information. I was trying to type as fast as you said it, but you said the Wayford or the Wayfield?
Wayfarer Theater. It's in Tony, you'll get a kick out of that. It's in Highland Park. It's a
suburb.
Caucasian suburb, but we're bringing stories to that area so they can see that all Black people, not to say that they think this, but we got to let people know all of us ain't savages. All of us ain't out here robbing people.
Right.
People who've been doing some amazing things. And I'm just grateful to the Wayfarer Theater for thinking enough of me during Black History Month to say, hey, Alvin, we're going to feature one of your documentaries before it starts streaming.
I like that.
Yeah. So that's wonderful. So guys, if you want to know more information, if you're here in the Chicagoland area and you want to know more about the Jim Dent documentary that's done by our very own Alvin Daniels, let us know and we'll let you guys know. And it's February 23rd in person.
February 23rd at 7:00, and then there'll be a question and answer right after.
And that'll be you doing the question and answer. So
me and Seth. Yes.
That's what I'm talking about. Oh my God.
For the young lady who wants to learn golf, go to Vaughn.tv. There's 6 episodes of Chase the Sun. You'll learn the basics from you'll learn the equipment. You'll learn everything about the game of golf. You'll see the competitor, and then you'll see me just out there having a good old time, talking to celebrities, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
And he said the key word right there, Tasha, and that is get out there.
That's right. That's right. Don't try and be Tiger Woods.
Yeah, don't try to be Tiger Woods. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you something funny about that, Alvin. When I was starting out learning, my boy, he ended up being, being on the pro-am, told me, hey man, don't go get lessons right away and waste your money. What you do, go to the driving range, learn how to hit the ball, make sure that you figure things out and you get a rhythm and teach yourself how to become pretty fair of hitting the ball. Then instead of going and take lessons, it was one big key thing. He told me to go get a grip analysis. I went and got a grip analysis of how to hold a club, what angle, where to play, which club, where the long iron, short iron, pitching wedge, driver, and all that. And all of a sudden, came back, started working on it. I'm now hitting my 3-wood, probably about anywhere between 230, 260, hitting my driver about 260, a little longer, playing very well. And the game is comfortable for me now because I can go do what you just said earlier and make it a business deal, but I can still keep up with the pace of play. And Val, what he mentioned earlier, the people that are frustrated, those are the people that cannot keep up with the pace of play, and they're called hackers. So they're frustrated with their game.
Well, on that note, Tony, it's just important to challenge yourself.
Yep.
Say the first time you go out, you know what? I'm only going to lose 5 balls.
Right.
That's all I'm going to do.
With my irons.
And then the next time, I'm only going to lose 2 balls.
Okay.
And then the next time, I'm not. So you're challenging yourself to get better. It's going to take time.
Yep.
Golf is not the type of sport that you just going to jump out there and try and be it's not gonna happen.
And you're by yourself, Val. So it's you versus you. Whereas basketball, the three of us, I know I'm a good guard. So if I come down and drop a pass off to Val and she missed a jump shot, I'm looking at her like she crazy. But if I come down and hit Alvin with a layup and he missed a layup, I ain't throwing either one of y'all the ball no more.
Right.
When you're on a golf course and you hit the ball in the water or in the woods, Val, is you did it. You can't blame nobody but yourself.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Have fun.
Have fun.
I'm definitely gonna do that.
Val,
oh my gosh.
Go have fun.
Alvin.
Oh man.
Alvin.
Man,
Like you said, AD. You just called him AD. You just went ahead and gave him a nickname. AD.
You know that. You know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give him that.
That's what my students call me, Professor AMD. My middle name is Alvin.
Yeah, you know, cause I pull up on him on Mendel. I'm like, AD, what's up, baby?
Yeah. Godfather of house
music, house music. Godfather, house music.
Yeah,
this conversation is definitely continuing after we hit the end call on this situation. Oh my gosh. But come back anytime, Alvin. You have definitely inspired myself and Coach to continue our dreams in golf, in filmmaking, and house music. It's a real conversation. And so, like I said, Alvin Daniels, he's a friend to the show. And thank you so very much. Oh, Coach Tony, I have to show you something. Before we leave, I have to show you something. Good gracious. Do you remember this, Alvin?
Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do.
We are back. Thank you
Nice.
because I am Val the Voice Johnson.
And I am Mr. Wombo, and this is Interludes Extra Talk on Tuesdays.
And
we got a very special guest with us today.
yes, we do. Singing her sing. The time is now. Tracy R.
King.
Nice. My girl Tracy, that's beautiful.
I love Tracy too.
Val done cut me short. She didn't
Come on,
give me
come
no
on,
studio,
come on,
man. Come on, man.
Val is on a whole
She's sitting to death like she had 8. She on Channel 5. She's sitting there like she was Channel 5 with Mark or somebody.
Val is ready for CNN, baby.
Yeah, she like she on CNN and whatnot with Don Lemon.
I am very proud that my very first Internet Movie Database is listed because of Tracy Kincaid. R. Kincaid. I love Tracy.
Won't he do it? Won't he do it?
Won't he do it? Won't he will? What?
Yeah. All the time.
We'll see you guys on next week and join us. Coach Tony's got power, so the Pull Up Podcast show will be coming back on Monday. Everybody,
and Al, matter of fact, Al, I'm not even taking no from you. We're about to do my fan appreciation show. You already own it as one of my guests. Period.
Godfather of
house music.
Peace to house music, you guys. All right, see you guys soon. Peace.